Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Warning: sensitive images.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Ah, what dreadful noises were heard in the air, rent by the fury of the thunder and the lightnings it flashed forth, which darted from the clouds, dealing ruin and striking all that opposed its course. Ah, how many you might have seen closing their ears with their hands, to shut out the tremendous sounds made in the darkened air by the raging of the winds mingling with the rain, the thunders of heaven and the fury of the thunderbolts. Others were not content with shutting their eyes, but laid their hands one over the other to cover them, the closer that they might not see the cruel slaughter of the human race by the wrath of God.
Please watch on for Prophecy Part 236, Prophecies by the great Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian.
No animal happily dances their way onto the kill floor within a slaughterhouse to have their throat humanely cut. All you have to do is put yourself in the animal's position and ask yourself, would I like this to happen to me? Push aside all the programming we have been force-fed since childhood, as well as the bias we've deployed, and answer honestly. The injustice will scream at you loud and clear. Jade Tamara St. Clair, vegan.
Hello, glorious viewers. As you enjoy an enchanting performance by Italian vocal artists, you may hear people exclaiming, "Complimenti." This means congratulations in Italian. I am Aurora, an inquisitive art historian with tremendous enthusiasm for deciphering the writings of Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian. The art adoring Italian people admire your dedication to seeking divine wisdom. May all your noble, heartfelt prayers come true. Throughout the history of mankind, the divine messages are often shrouded in mystery. Prophets, messiahs, or whichever names you call them, are often persecuted and oppressed, their words obscured. But how do we distinguish the true from the false? To do so, one can only rely on the divine's guidance, and the truth will reveal itself to those who earnestly seek it. Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian, also wrote some prophecies that seem to describe the intensification of threats and disasters of nature.
Something will appear which will cover whoever tries to cover it. The sun's rays hitting a surface.
New study suggesting moon dust, yes, moon dust, could help us slow climate change on Earth.
The University of Utah published this study on Wednesday, and researchers looked at how a cloud of dust floating between the Earth and the sun could actually be used as a shield to block some of the sun's climate-warming solar radiation.
In the past, scientists did not consider solar flares dangerous, but this has begun to change. Recent reports document sun flares that not only interfere with Earth's communication systems, some have caused power blackouts, and even damage to the planet's protective ozone layer, which is already alarmingly thin in some places.
Finally, the Earth will turn red from a conflagration of many days, and the stones will be turned to cinders. Plants will be seen left without leaves, and the rivers standing still in their channels. The waters of the sea will rise above the high peaks of the mountains towards heaven and fall again onto the dwellings of men.
Large-scale, long-lasting fires are breaking out in numerous regions around the globe, while other areas suffer from droughts, earthquakes, and floods, etc. But the worst may be yet to come, as illustrated in Deluge, Leonardo da Vinci's flood series. These 13 drawings show visions of massive flooding, with notes that indicate these visions are not only about floods, but all kinds of natural disasters on a huge scale, in clear, frightening graphic description.
Gloom, wind, storm at sea, floods, burning forests, rain, lightning from the sky, earthquakes and landslides, cities swept away and flattened, whirling winds carrying water, tree branches, and people through the air, branches torn by the winds, flying around in the winds with people on them, broken trees weighed down by people, shipwrecked vessels crashing against the rocks, people who were on the trunks and could not hold on, trees and rocks, towers, hills filled with people, boats, tables, troughs, and other tools that can float, hills covered with men, women, and animals, and lightning from clouds that illuminate objects.
The Deluge drawings done in black chalk and ink pen on paper reveal rapid water flows. The water flow does not look like a normal flood, but a full-scale chaotic disaster that could overturn everything on Earth. In most of the Deluge sketches, people are not shown because they are too small in scale, but trees and rocks, houses and high-rise buildings are crumbling down like cardboard. Nothing seems stable in this powerful energy, this majestic conqueror, with dominating movements that indicate everything is undergoing catastrophic change. More devastating details are illustrated in the artist's notes.
All around may be seen vulnerable trees, uprooted and stripped by the fury of the winds, and fragments of mountains, already scoured bare by the torrents, falling into those torrents and choking their valleys till the swollen rivers overflow and submerge the wide lowlands and their inhabitants. The waters which covered the fields with the waves were in great part strewn with tables, bedsteads, boats, and various other contrivances made from necessity and the fear of death, on which were men and women with their children, amid sounds of lamentation and weeping, terrified by the fury of the winds, which with their tempestuous violence rolled the waters under and over and about the bodies of the drowned. And all the waters dashing on their shores seemed to be battling them with the blows of drowned bodies, blows which killed those in whom any life remained. Ah, what dreadful noises were heard in the air, rent by the fury of the thunder and the lightnings it flashed forth, which darted from the clouds, dealing ruin and striking all that opposed its course. Ah, how many you might have seen closing their ears with their hands to shut out the tremendous sounds made in the darkened air by the raging of the winds mingling with the rain, the thunders of heaven and the fury of the thunderbolts. Others were not content with shutting their eyes, but laid their hands one over the other to cover them, closer that they might not see the cruel slaughter of the human race by the wrath of God. Ah, how many laments, and how many in their terror flung themselves from the rocks. Huge branches of great oaks, loaded with men, were seen borne through the air by the impetuous fury of the winds. How many were the boats upset, some entire and some broken in pieces, on the top of people laboring to escape with gestures and actions of grief foretelling a fearful death. Already had the birds begun to settle on men and other animals, finding no land uncovered which was not occupied by living beings, and already had famine, the minister of death, taken the lives of the great number of the animals, when the dead bodies, now fermented, were leaving the depth of the waters and were rising to the top, among the buffeting waves, where they were beating one against the other, and, like as balls full of air, rebounded from the point of concussion. These found a resting place on the bodies of the dead, and above these judgments, the air was seen covered with dark clouds, riven by the forked flashes of the raging bolts of heaven, lighting up on all sides the depth of the gloom.
This somber depiction of a global-scale disaster is beyond tragic, yet it is not a far picture from our current situation. It is in fact quite close to the future scientists are predicting for our Earth due to global warming. Do we have decades left, or even years, months until this happens? No one knows, but we are seeing disasters happening everywhere around the globe in an intense frequency. To some, this so-called future is already a reality.
This was once one of Iraq's largest lakes. Now it's little more than a puddle. By the middle of this century, Iraq, the land between two rivers, could be the land of no rivers at all.
Here in Arizona, the Colorado River is about 20% smaller than it was just 20 years ago.
Here in Germany, the Rhine River, which carries goods to most of Europe, has reached 5 feet below normal levels.
And here in China, the Yangtze River is now so dry, factories have been shut down and shipping is slowed.
And experts here say they've never seen it this bad,
and it's likely to get worse.
List of drying major rivers, lakes, dead seas around the world. etc. During this crucial time on our Earth, what we need most is the solution to all these problems. But Da Vinci says that people are not aware that there is someone who can provide the answers. Even if they hear about this advisor, they don't have the eyes to recognize her, and they may even despise her once hearing her advice.
And he who is most necessary to the one who has need of him will be unknown, and once known, the more despised of advice.
Since the start of her mission in the early 1980s, our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, has been advising humanity to turn to the benevolent vegan lifestyle and abide by God's commandments. In a recent conference with Supreme Master Television team members, all vegans, on February 19, 2023, she shared the shocking revelation from heaven of a global wipeout of humanity that resembles Da Vinci's tragic deluge.
Now, remember last time we were talking about 2027?
Yes, Master.
When the vision of one person shown the whole world to be empty, everywhere of humanity and animal people and any activities. Remember that?
Yes, Master.
Okay, so this phenomena, this event, this negative event, this horrific event will start in November 2027 onward, all the way until November 2031.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. I wrote here that will wipe out humanity.
Wow. Oh God.
So the world people will die 72%.
Wow. Oh my God. Terrible.
Because the karma is too big. Every time in any way, the karma has been always too big for any master alone to take care of. No one can absorb the whole karma of the world. Thus, we always will have war, famine, pandemics, and all that. Nowadays, it seems like more than ever before. We have different infections, and the pandemic keeps getting more and more lethal. And not only that, there are many different diseases all over the world nowadays that still baffles scientists and medical research people.
Yes, Master.
You can see on the internet that everywhere is like a killing field nowadays, our world, everywhere.
Yes, Master.
Killing children also, the elderly, and even healthy people.
Master once again urged humanity to change to a benevolent vegan lifestyle to receive the mercy of God.
Heaven doesn't want humans to be prepared, but I want them to know, even if they don't believe me, at least they know it. And they can choose to be prepared to repent or not, so that as many can be saved as possible.
Yes, Master. Thank you, Master.
The situation is just like when doctors and nurses want to help the patient, but the patient doesn't do anything that he is supposed to do in order to get well. The patient has to also cooperate with the medical personnel in order to get well. He has to take the prescribed medicine, has to trust the doctors, has to be willing to cooperate, to fight with the doctors in order to defeat the disease which is ravaging his body. Just take the medicine. Just be vegan. My God. It's not even about God or spirituality. It's scientifically proven that vegan will save you, save your life, save your loved ones, and save your planet. Please just go vegan. Be repentant, make peace, and do good deeds.
All information concerning the scientific evidence of climate change and its solution is in Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, From Crisis to Peace, free for download at crisistopeace.org.
Making war? Is it fun to destroy others' homes, killing some who are just like you, having love for their family, kids, in-love partners that even look similar to you like a friend?
Thoughtful viewers, thank you for joining us today. Please tune in again next week as we learn more about the prophetic secrets of the Italian genius of the High Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci, vegetarian. Coming up next is Sri Guru Jambeshwar Ji, vegetarian, founder of the Bishnoi and India's first environmentalist. Part 2 of 2, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. May you realize your soul's aspirations in the delight of the heavenly realms.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AP.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AP.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/AP.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते कई भाषाओं में कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule और suprememastertv.com/AP